Gents, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing okay. Now today I've just returned to the UK after a few days away in Barcelona, and on the flight back this morning I was having a very interesting conversation with a fellow passenger. Now look, we discussed many things that I could probably make many different videos on. It was a great conversation, but one of the main points we discussed was the vulnerability of air travel, whereby you essentially, every single time you fly, put your life in the hands of the pilots. Now, one of the things we discussed was, look, in this world, we like to make ourselves as successful as possible. We like to achieve as much as possible. We want to get as much money as possible. All of these things. But ultimately, when you are on a crashing plane, all of that means nothing. It means nothing. There is no number in the bank. There is no professional achievement that will change the reality of the plane going down. It's going down. And something for me that I struggle with every time I fly is this feeling of putting your life in somebody else's hands. I like to be in control of my life. However, that is the sobering reality of air travel. Now look, the bigger picture behind this message is, look, in life it is important to chase success and to try and get as much money as possible and try and be the best professional that you can possibly be and try to establish yourself in anything and everything that you do to the highest degree that you can. All of that is essential. And anyone that says otherwise, I think, is running away from their purpose and running away from things that they should be doing. Running away from hard work, let's say. But something that is more important than all of that is your family. Another thing that's more important than all of that is the way you carry yourself as a person, the good things that you do with your time. You see, if you spend all of your time chasing money and success in a professional sense, and you neglect your family, you neglect your friends, you neglect your mental health, you neglect your community, when that plane's going down, you're going to be feeling pretty horrible about your place in the world and some of the things that you've done, and even whether or not you've made the world a better place. And when it's going down, you can't change that. There's nothing you can do about it. I want you to imagine a scenario where there is a man on that plane who did great professionally, got a lot of money, got a lot of success, great business, but also did fantastically personally. Respected member of the community, made people's lives better, served the community, great family man, loved his children, loved his wife, loved his parents, respected his parents. And obviously he's going down as well in this scenario. Who do you think is going to be feeling better in that terrible, terrible situation? The man who scratched and clawed his way to the top and achieved professional success, but in the process neglected his family, neglected his friends, neglected anything that once meant something to him? Or is it going to be the man who had great professional success but gave everything to both his professional life and personal life, loved his family, respected his family, loved his community, helped his community? It's a pretty terrible situation either way. The plane is going down. But in your heart of hearts, if you're honest with yourself, you're going to know that the man who gave everything to both his personal life, his friends, his family, and his professional life is going to be feeling a hell of a lot better than the man who just chased professional success. They're both important. They're both so important. And sometimes without extreme situations or providing extreme examples, it can be hard to see why the family side of things is so important. You can worry about that later. I'm going to make my money now, you might say. I'm going to make my money now. I'm going to get on top now. I'm going to become successful now, and I'll pay my family back later. But the reality is, later is not guaranteed. Later is never guaranteed. The sobering reality of life is that from the point you are born, you are now eligible to die at any given moment. You can be 22 years old today and say, well, I'll take care of it later. You might not make 23. It's a horrible reality. And nobody talks about this stuff. It's not nice. It's not easy viewing. But it's the truth. So I say to you, look, chase success. I'm not going to be one of those personal development guys who tells you to avoid money and tells you to avoid professional success and climbing the ladder. No, do all of those things. But don't lose yourself along the way. Don't neglect your friends. Don't neglect your family. Don't turn into this guy who centers every single fiber of his being around professional growth, because I promise you, when push comes to shove and you are put in a situation, a terrible situation, you're not going to be thinking about the money. You're not going to be thinking about the professional success. The only thing you're going to be thinking about is all the things that you neglected personally. The friends you lost touch with, the family you didn't treat well, the family you didn't love or respect, the children you didn't spend enough time with, the wife that you didn't tell you loved her enough. You're going to be thinking about all of those things. And the reason I use the analogy of the crashing plane is because that is a very, very vulnerable moment whereby realistically there's no hope. And in those dire moments, you are left to reflect on your life. And this is just a reminder to say, look, chase the professional success, of course, but don't neglect the personal side of things. Don't neglect your family and your loved ones. Because when push comes to shove, they're the things that really matter. Anyway, I hope you've taken some value from this video today. If you have, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to my channel for much more from me. And look, if you are interested, I run a free men's Discord community. There's over 25 guys within the community right now who are making some great changes within their professional and personal lives. So look, if you're a man on a mission and you are looking to make some changes in your life, it's an absolute no-brainer. It's 100% free. Click the link down below in the description of this video. And look, if you are looking for some one-to-one coaching, I am now offering my coaching services. The link to that is in the description of this video. All you have to do is book yourself a slot at a time that suits you, and I will see you on the other side, and we can get talking and hopefully fixing some of those issues you're going through right now. But look guys, as always, thank you for your time and attention, and I really hope that going forward you can take some of these insights and apply it to your life and get some fantastic results because of it. I'll see you in the next one.